even though this should still be a comfortable win for FaZe. If OG can at least flex a little bit, you know, show some signs of life, it will be a good thing. Again, you got to remember, this is a classic GSL format, 4 teams in a group. You lose this, you still have another opportunity to play in a best of 3 with the loser of the other game, which I do believe is live right now. Actually, no, the previous one. My bad. I take it back.
Yeah, I think it would be the loser of the big match, right?
So Entropic, yeah. You get to play against Entropic, where honestly, if you're OG, you should be feeling pretty comfortable with that. But we're gonna be jumping into pistol round here, Vince. No more chit chat. And for OG, they've gone for a very aggressive stance towards Connector and B, and now they know that hit should be towards his A bomb side. But because Faze is taking so very long, the rotation has already taken place.
It is, but they have got enough time and control over Connector that they can re-rotate back again. It's the classic all-around-the-world strat. They have slowed this one down. And now OG are looking for a bit of aggression, looking for a bit of information, but it's at the cost of their life as Rops nails Man2 in the head over on long. And if it was rough before, now it's just got a little bit more tentative. FaZe picking up the pace, headed to B, and it's completely vacant of CTs. They rotated already. They had one player in heaven. At least Rops, though, has been sent packing from Neofrag, so that gives them a better opportunity for the retake.
Yeah, just good rotation coming in from FaZe. You're getting the read. They could have walked into the stack. Oh, the stack, the footsteps. Failed boost. They know what's happening here. But Brokey, he's been a laser beam with his guns the previous round, and they are just absolutely slaughtering. Like shooting fish in a barrel. Just one casualty there for FaZe, and OG, they just dissipate.
I was thinking, right, here we go. We got a retake. It's going to get interesting. And then he just walked into the firing squad. And
just went flat.
Yep, that was rough. That was rough times. They are going to go for a force. I just noticed before this very quick highlight replay of pretty much OG just getting bodied. So there are 2 scouts in play on the CT side. Interesting.
Can work. Can absolutely work. Ooh, chunky nade, I thought for a moment there, but no, it's actually not going to be dealing too much of damage. But yeah, the 2 scouts playing up close, looking to go for maybe simultaneous tags to get the kill. Could be the answer. Neofrag, though, not able to quite line up his shot. He will have to backpedal away and gets absolutely clotheslined. I don't even think the Undertaker grip could have done any better. Love the ragdolls.
Oh, Brokey, lots of damage done, but he has also been softened up. And Nexa will finish him off. Meanwhile, Twist making moves up on long. Just feels like FaZe are everywhere. They're omnipresent on this map. Just when OG think they've got a bit of breathing space, they're slapped back down to size. And Flames keeping himself alive on the site, giving his position away at the cost of a bit of health, though, and takes the head of Karrigan. But he won't be doubling up. Rain puts an end to his valiant last stand. And now OG have 2 more players remaining, but considering they have got in for an investment, they picked up a Galil. Yep, I think this has save written all over it.
Nice attempt by the birthday boy there. That was a really nice shot into Karrigan, but yeah, immediate trade coming in. Oh, speaking of the timing there, Vince. Nexa, he just looks away, gets CSGO'd. And now Fiku left alone has got the scout. But they are on the hunt.
Yeah, and that's already goodbye Galil, unless Nexa will be avenged and Fiku can pick it up.
Could maybe just get it back if timing favors him, and indeed he will do so. Quite a bit of noise though, but yeah, he will stay alive. That's pretty decent. Bear in mind, he's got a deagle as well, which can drop to one of his teammates, and they could still be a clear threat for the side of FaZe. For FaZe though, keeping 4 players alive, they're going to be pretty comfortable with that. Might even see one of the players bringing out the MAC-10. There we go. Brokey's going to be the one leading the charge. Maybe looking to farm a little bit of cash. Maybe an early AWP coming up for the Latvian.
Interesting that Rain has just elected to stick in with the USP. Makes sense, really, all things considered, using that strange kind of middle ground of $3,300. And of course, if one of his teammates dies, he can go ahead and pick up the weapon, and it is Rops that's been put down. A stack comes in, and Fiku gets another one. There's the boost.
No one checks.
Hit and run from OG. 3 kills unanswered.
Now the USB, Vince. Now it's a problem, isn't it? It's like, oh, god damn it. I should have probably gone for a gun, but there we go. AK-47 at his feet. Picked up. That CT's being mobile. Rain He's gonna check. No, he's not. Fiku with the off angle, leaving it all on Twist. The magnificent Van Dulken in a 1 versus 5. And despite his heroics, I don't think he's going to be able to pull this one back. He's been tagged down in Neofrag with Dooley's with a bullet in his head, in his skull. An unlikely round being just stolen away by OG.
And that boost was beautiful. We didn't see from Fiku's perspective, like how he got those 2 kills down, but they were both on Monster's side. So he's had one hell of a round, and we were just talking about him in the lead up to this game, hoping that we'd see more from him. Well, so far he's delivered. I feel like in the early stages of this map, he's already had more impact than the entirety of Dust 2. So hopefully that continues. Faze in the meanwhile, though, undeterred, going for another buy. It will afford a Tech 9 and a Deagle and some AKs alongside it. So they're definitely a little bit down in terms of momentum after that last round, but they're by no means out of this one. Molotov down onto the balloons will force away the aggression, and our Faze can start to close the gap.
Neofrag's feeling very uncomfortable here. Vincent, no one to help him out. No one to assist him. I thought Mantu would probably be holding behind him, but Mantu, he needs to fall back here. He's getting hounded. He's getting pushed on back. Well, Rops towards Connector. Got to bear in mind, OG have taken control of short. But the moment Flames shows his head, it will be pop. Mantu's got to do some combat opting, a little bit of a jiggle peek from Rain, and Mantu not hitting his shots. He needs to find something here. The no-scope won't land either, and his days are numbered, and he will finally fall, and at the same time, so will his captain. And if you're Fiku, you're running for the hills. You won't even get there, Vince. He will fall.
He's cut down.
He's cut down by Rops. That was just Faze toying with that defense. And for OG, like, it's a bit weird, right? Like, for Neofrag, he's Molotoved off, so he smokes off the position, but you're in a spot where you have Mantu holding for a push coming in from mid or fountain, but there's no one watching Connector. Like, you should be at least focusing yourself on Connector. So he gets taken down, Mantu gets toyed with, and then, of course, the 2 players coming up short. 3 kills for Rops. It's kind of like OG just walked into their own deaths. And despite the heroics from round number 3, they're down to the pistols again.
Yeah, exactly. There was maybe a way forward for them to justify a buy, but it's similar to Dust 2. There was a couple of opportunities where they could have gone for a force, and they decided to hold fire so they could get a really solid investment. Plus, they must know the economy of Faze was in pretty good shape regardless of what happened because of how comfortable that round ended up being. So that means that down to Deagles, they will traverse, and in the meanwhile, Faze are making inroads already through on the monster side. Getting up aggressive. This is looking dicey for OG. So much ground has been covered from Rops as he's taking a little bit of damage. It's negligible up in heaven. It's more of a nuisance and annoyance at this point, and finally, he'll splatter the bug against the windshield. But Neofrag has picked up an AK elsewhere on the map and may think about trying to hold on to this one. I would be surprised, though, if FaZe didn't at least dip their toe in the pool and try and deal with him accordingly. But it's going to be 4-1 regardless, Blair. And FaZe instantly recovering after a pretty embarrassing round, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of rounds being won by OG and the pistols. Oh, Neofrag. Oh, you need to be wary. Karrigan on the hunt. Oh, he's not expecting this. Neither would Karrigan be. It's all about the timing on Karrigan. Oh, that's an upgrade as well, Vince. So they don't even lose an AK. They actually just lose the Galil. So that's okay. All Gucci for the FaZe camp. And for OG, though, the buy will be coming out. Mantu now with the AWP. He did find some impact, honestly. Like, if you go back to the first half, when it was kind of competitive on Dust 2, it was Mantu, it was Flames, and Nexa who were the ones delivering for the team, making it 8-7. Unfortunately, of course, the second half, it was FaZe running away with it. So if he could kind of recreate some of the magic, some of the shots he was hitting with the AWP, especially the CT side, we could still maybe see a bit of a competitive half over here as Rain's gonna come skipping and hopping his way out of the squeaky, not taking any damage.
Oh man, Brokey's already posted up on short as well, and they're going for a boost at the same time. The spray's off though from Rops. He's had a couple of those whiffs today. Uncharacteristic for a player of his magnitude, but Brokey on short pivots in, pounces, and deals with Fiku. Good flashbang though. Will force him away from the angle, but the damage may have already been done, and considering how quick they've got into these positions as well, Blair, they still have a minute and connect to control. At any given moment, they could just go for a rotation and OG would be none the wiser.
I think we need to see from what I really want to see from Mantu is something which like Dexter used to. He actually did in some of the games they managed to win in Blast, or just being, you know, being a little bit more aggressive, just catching Faze off guard. If you're gonna play just defaults and hope the crossfires work, it's not gonna work against Faze. And this is better. See both of them roping on out, but isolated is Nexa, and now it's all on Mantu to deliver.
First frag goes his way, flick in 20 seconds to try and stop the rot, stop this push, but Twists on the approach. Will not miss with the AK. Neofrag tries to deny the bomb plant, but in doing so he overextends, gives his life away. Next up is Flames, next down is Flames, and Faze, 5-1 in the lead, have broken down the money once again for the CTs.
It was such an uncomfortable position for Mantu to be there, right? And it just, even individual duels are getting caught off guard. And for Mantu, great first flick shot, and then he needed to, he was getting hampered from both the sides, so he needed to make a call as to which direction he wanted to head towards. He goes towards long, but unfortunately he was expecting the player to be tucked into the right hand side. Instead, Twists like a bat straight out of hell, just comes charging out from the left hand position, which Mantu wasn't expecting. And yeah, once again, buy round gets nothing done, down to the pistols once more. And for Faze, they're going to be wary. They've had a couple of reminders from OG that they can't take things too easy against the pistols, and that is something they should hopefully be aware of this time around. Being much more methodical in their approach. That being said, though, Brokey is someone, it's seemingly you can't put a leash on Vince. He's going to do what he wants, because he gets away with it.
Oh, he's untethered, yeah. This guy is, he is a beast. There's no two ways about it. Came under quite a lot of scrutiny when he first joined Faze. Didn't have the most rapid of rises, but I think he's proven a lot of the naysayers wrong. Has been a bit of a reoccurring theme on Faze as well. Rain came under a lot of scrutiny and he had a phenomenal major. I think he's been criminally underrated for a long time. Speaking of the man coming through on the monster side, can hear shots to his right. Will be peeking out first. Spray is good for 2 and he's joined by Twists. And the dominoes come falling down. Neofrag, the only player to muster up anything in retaliation, and he will be smoked off on connector. Faze looking good for a 6-1, and OG can't do too much. Then maybe look for an exit frag here or there. Maybe try and take some guns away, but Carrigan with the AWP. Winding back the years, of course, at one point he was an AWPer outright. So it's good to see him.
He was an AWPer 1.6. He was actually a star player back in the day, before CSGO was even a thing. For any boomers watching, I'm sure they remember. But yeah, I like the fact that he touched upon Brokey, right? Because during the kind of tumultuous era of Faze, you know, post Boston, and during the online era as well, where they weren't really finding much success. There was still a middling team where they have stars like Rain, even when Carrigan was there, even after Carrigan left. Brokey was kind of the rock for this team. He wasn't a star, he wasn't a superstar. He'd have people like Nico, for example, really pop off, but he was always stable. But the beginning of this year, it was when he went just Super Saiyan. You go back to Katowice, you go back to the beginning of the year, Katowice, Pro League, like he was so instrumental in Faze, you know, getting the momentum, which enabled them to finally, obviously, lift the major as well, or lift a major trophy, which, of course, that's when everyone else stepped up for the side of Faze. But yeah, Brokey has been, for me, an absolute star, a top 5 player thus far in 2022.
Oh, absolutely. Another player that could be up in that kind of a debate is Rops, and he has been suppressed down early on from the A1S and short. One of the first times that OG have really struck cleanly without any avenging kill coming in. So they got a real chance here, golden opportunity, but they've got to grab onto this with both hands, Blair. They cannot afford to let these chances slip.
Neofrag and Mantu. Neofrag hasn't been seen, but Twist seems to be aware. He is aware there's someone nearby. Spider sense tingling. Mantu again caught looking the wrong way, and just like that, the Batroom's defense gets absolutely dumpstered, and now Nexa has to strike. Timing is brilliant for Nexa, finds 2, and now it's down to Brokey to bring this one back, and indeed he will. It's a 2v2. Flames, he's got to exercise a bit of patience here. His teammate's still far away, but the bomb will be planted.
Oh, even pulling up the USP as well, but he's using that smoke as sanctuary. And now his teammate Fiku is coming up. The two of them will be moving in together. It's hit and run. This duo of death, they're hoping. In the meanwhile, they have to contend with Rain, who's moving in. He's going to go for into the spray, 1-for-1. Maybe good enough. The Molotov is down. Brokey with the AWP. He's going to miss his shot and gets punished. There is no kit for Flames. It's going to be close, but he should have this. And it looks like OG will pick up their second round, albeit by the skin of their teeth.
Oh, that took so much from OG. At least the AWP will be salvaged as well, but I just took a look at the money. It's not great. And it came down to the timing on the peak from Nexa, right? Catching Karrigan with his back turned and finding Twist as well. Huge round to win for OG, but they need to string a few together here, Vince. You can see the FAMAS is coming out as well. This is after a round win. At least the AWP there for Mantu, but he has been exceedingly quiet thus far on the CT side. He has been, like, just almost no impact, and he needs to find some here with the AWP.
Yeah, I think this is kind of goes back to what they were talking about on the desk. You mentioned it as well, that he's maybe one of those AWPers that doesn't necessarily shine against top-tier opposition. Flames in the meanwhile, though, doing a lot of damage, a lot of work. Second round in a row that OG have picked up the first. Lives to tell the tale as well, goes back in for seconds. He's not content with the kill. He wants to try and take some short control as well, and he's going to be joined alongside Fiku. Nice moves here from OG. Establishing a bit of domination, plus through on long, they've got a lot of map control early on in this round.
See what Flames can do with this. Some backup nearby as well if needs be. Base pretty much making no secret of the fact that it's going to be B hit. And Twist, though, just comes running out, not expecting to see to be holding the line. Rain up close, taking the duel, but a flash from Karrigan actually blinds his own teammate, and this is falling apart here for FaZe. And OG, if they can make this one clean, Vince, could potentially see a closer half here. Do you need to keep everyone alive, maybe upgrade their weapons? But as long as Rops and Karrigan is still in play, you can never be too sure.
Volley down, anticipating a peek from Connector. Won't be forthcoming. OG have 4 players stacked on B. And this is really facilitated by that forward position they have on the balloons right now. I think FaZe will save. They've got an AWP, they've got an AK. There's no reason to throw these weapons away. And it does allow them to bolster up their buy into the next round. So OG, the first time that we've seen a convincing, clear-cut CT round. As you said, maybe battling their way back into this half. We saw a similar situation occur on the first half of Dust 2. It finished 8-7. There was moments where it looked like FaZe were just going to pull away and completely leave OG behind in the dust, and it wasn't the case. By the way, as well, Blair, I know you'll be interested in this one. The score on the B stream, Cloud9 expected to completely stomp Complexity. It's 17-15 in OT. In favor of Cloud9, but I don't think many people expected it to be that close.
I did have my eye on that game, and I believe it was actually, I think it was Complexity leading 14 to 8 or 14 to 9 at one point, and then Cloud9 just turned it off. But yeah, still going to OT against Cloud9. Fair enough, fair play, Complexity, fair play.
That, of course, is on the B stream. Or you're going to stick here and see how this match comes to its conclusion. Or if we do head to a third, then stay here, of course.
Mate, sure is a 37 and 17.
Jeez.
Jesus. Okay. Anyway, getting back to the game that we have on our screens here. FaZe, back to the buy. Again, they build up so much of a bank that the only thing they don't have in the possession in their arsenal right now is the kitchen sink, perhaps. This Twist go for the run boost. The nade, though, right in his face. He's going to need a bit of plastic surgery after that, but he will still be alive. So G, again, a standard hold. They do have the bit of more of an aggressive posturing towards short, though, as Flames is going to find Robs. That's a lurk taken care of.
Yeah, it's Flame striking again. He did the exact same thing last round as well. It had a huge impact. Neofrag, does he spot the boost? I don't think he does. Now he realizes, sprays down and gets 2, and that's the bomb as well. Huge passage of play.
FaZe just might have to save this, Vince. Like, the AWP, you just want to kind of hold on to it. And here's the thing, Karrigan and Rain can buy come the next round, and Brokey can maybe drop an AK for Robs if it doesn't buy any utility. So still, yeah, still definitely a possible buy for the side of Carrigan and his men. But OG, much better hold, although that looked a little unreasonable from Neofrag, just spraying away into the smoke and catching the boost.
That is the third round in a row that OG have got the first pick, and they've managed to exploit that to its utmost. And I believe that FaZe have just called a tactical timeout here as well. This is the moment that pretty much secured this round and tied it up. I was incorrect. They're not calling a tactical timeout just yet. I wonder at what point they do pull the trigger though, Blair, because they were, what, 6-1 in the lead? Things are starting to turn back in favor of OG perhaps. Maybe if they concede this round?
Let's find out. Brokey. The white swing comes out, but Neofrag not expecting Rain to be lying in wait. Oh, Rain needs to be careful, getting whittled away down to 50 HP, but he will stay alive, and they're going to try and hunt him down. They spot him. That's brilliant from OG. They don't allow him to escape, but they also know there's a player nearby. That is the op in the hands of Brokey. Scope hood, and Brokey a missed shot. He knows there's a couple of players there. They spotted one make his escape. Is he aware of where Flames is still lurking around is the question. That's the bomb as well in the back of Brokey. And if he falls... Okay, never mind. He has his teammate right next to him. That is, of course, Twist. Dirata Carrigan grouping up together as he could looking to get control of short. But Flames holding the line here. He needs to win the duel, and indeed he will. Finds one. He's looking for more.
Oh, Flames had such a round here, but he's going to go down to Brokey, who decided, screw it. Let's switch to the AK. I need that mobility. I need the spray factor to come in. And now the two of them pushing through, joined alongside Rops. Nexa has the spray down, lands the headshot onto Rops and puts it all down to Brokey on just 32 HP. Already 11 kills in this half for the Latvian as he tickles the bomb, tries to bait out, tease and tantalize the CTs into the open. But be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it, Brokey. And Nexa puts him down for a fourth consecutive round on OG. They've nearly tied us up now.
Yeah, this is a resurgence from OG. 4 in a row here. And this is just great stuff from Flames, right? He gets the first kill, and Carrigan tucks on in, and he just does a great job just staying alive for as long as possible. And despite getting traded out by Brokey at the very end there, Brokey not able to quite convert the clutch. This time around, his heroics don't quite pan out. For Faze finally, Vince, it took a while. It took a damn while for OG to break the money, but they have finally managed to do so. Just the pistols now for a Twist, Brokey, Rain, and everyone else. Bit of utility though, and considering how many rounds have lost in a row, it will be a buy round come round number 13. Right now it's going to be fast play towards B and a shutdown from Flames.
Man, Flames has been tearing it up on the CT side, especially these last 4 or 5 rounds. He's really come alive just when they needed him to. Now, sure, this is a half buy, it's Tech 9s, it's the Eagles, but the way he's been playing, confidence dripping from the young man. And it should be 6-6. FaZe have been well and truly repelled these last 5 rounds. And to be fair, it hasn't really been that close in terms of the rounds. We've seen OG really pick up the slack. FaZe maybe just waiting and anticipating that one of the CTs gets overzealous and pushes out, maybe trying to stall for an extra couple of grenades. Flashbang is good. Second flash there as well, but also affects the T's running out of ammunition. The Flames is there. Oh, taps, drops down who was low. And did Flames just pick up an ace there? That was at least 4 kills.
I think he got the ace there. Eco ace, but still an ace. You know, when you go back to your HLTV profile, you look at the stats, you're like, yeah, he's got an ace. No one's going to remember if it's just a pistol, so go for it. 14 and 7 for the young lad. Yeah. He's continued his form, Vince. He was very instrumental. Indeed, it is an ace. He was instrumental in things being even a little competitive on that on the Dust 2 map, and he's continuing to tear it up here on this map. OG, very much on fire right now as it tied things up against FaZe, where the buy is going to be coming in, and Brokey maybe getting a little too overeager, just runs on in, and Mantu will punish him.
Yeah, that's the kind of play they were doing earlier and getting success with, but it seems like OG have really started to stabilize this one again. We're seeing and get aggressive into playground. We've seen this a couple of times already. Allows him this stack on the B side. It's been an impressive comeback here, Blair, because honestly, it's 6-1 down. Never like to call a game early, but it did feel like FaZe were just having their way with OG. And OG weren't able to win trades, weren't able to outmaneuver FaZe. They just always seemed multiple steps behind. But now Molotov in with the spray. Flames is there alongside him. OG have made the perfect counters. They have FaZe in their back pocket these last few rounds.
And look at the flank as well. Even if Twist is able to find a couple over here, Neofrag is sneaking in from behind and Twist's days are numbered. Getting pincered. His days not long for this world. There you have it, Neofrag from behind, putting him out of his misery. OG with the lead. This was FaZe firmly in control, Vince, but OG have brought this one back. Now, there is a caveat that for FaZe, even if they lose, I mean, this half goes the way of OG 9 and 6, FaZe will still be reasonably comfortable. But for them to go have a 6-1 lead and then allow OG to string 8 in a row, it will irk them a bit.
Oh, no doubt at all. I mean, this is just building confidence for OG at this point. You're effectively came back big time. It's Twist nearly just burns from 100 to 0 through that Molotov. But you're coming back big time against the major champions. Like, if that doesn't instill a certain confidence and pride in you, then I don't know what will. Neofrag finishes off the weakened Twists. But once again, OG are taking control over key aspects of the map. Brokey, though, will nullify Neofrag, and that does open up business over on the playground. In the meanwhile, though, exploding out of connector are FaZe, but Nexa puts up the shield and thwarts the push from taking any further shape. Mantu's now starting to have the impact that we are hoping for, but it is against the ecoed up FaZe. Next round will be a purchase. And FaZe aren't dead and buried in this round just yet.
Absolutely, it's still not quite out of it yet, right? OG, because Rain with that AK-47, and now Carrigan, I don't think he's going to be expecting 2 players to his right-hand side. But Rain finding man to go draw to rotation. That could be Carrigan's opportunity to at least find one. Or maybe not.
Yeah, and he's pushing quite a long way ahead of Rain, because the bomb was dropped on T side of Con, so even if Carrigan did land a 1D there, it would have been a long time before the bomb arrived at its destination. And now Rain, maybe hoping that they divide themselves, is about to get heard. And now the rotations come in. The players on A making moves round from connector. Also here, 13 seconds. This would have to be a clutch pulled out the backpack of one of the prime moments of Rain's career. And it's Flames that just thwarts the push before it gets even any kind of traction. OG not just take the lead, but they extend it as well, as they've won the last 7 rounds in a row.
I haven't saw an auto sniper come out to play. I'm not sure if there was a misbuy or surely don't go for the auto sniper, Vince.
Well, something about auto snipers and overpass.
Yeah,
There's an interesting history there.
I mean, I do believe they're dropped in the spawn. Maybe, you know, if they have to fall on back to the back of the bomb site, they could try and utilize it. As Manti going for a bit of an early poke and prod towards connector, not finding anything new. Frag, I don't think he's been seen here, and that's going to be an easy kill for him. Brokey will fall. This is 7 in a row for OG. You can make it 8. If you can make it 9-6, it's been a monumental comeback for Nexa and his men. FaZe left a little dazed and confused, looking to find something. Robs, apart from the initial few rounds, hasn't really found much success here. And Neofrag being aggressive here towards the long, I'm not necessarily a big fan of this here, Vince.
Yeah, you already have the player advantage, but it could work out for them. He's hearing footsteps. Oh, he's been spotted, and Twists puts him down, and that's the reason why. They had such a good position. If he just stays alive on long, they could have pinched it in, but maybe it won't end up mattering a great deal because Mantu smatters down Twists once again and backs away to the site after a Molotov is put in position.
Still, with the avenue towards B cut off, they're going to require Robs to once again crack this one open, but because they have no control towards the A bomb side, there's no need for Faker Flames to rotate. And Mantu with the op, who's asked him to deliver, has been a little quiet. All he needs to do is just hold the angle, hold the line. 30 seconds, FaZe need to make a move.
Robs Spotting headshot angles, but gets put down. FQ gets the team kill, but Nexo also burns Rain. A bit of a chaotic few moments in this round, but it will find itself into a 1v2 stacked against Karrigan, who comes around the corner. FQ is there, goes in for the spray, but a damage done, and Karrigan will finish off the kill. Smoked out, enough time for the plant. And Karrigan, 100 HP, Mantu just shy of that mark. AWP plays against AK-47. Karrigan's been in these positions so many times in the past. Molotov tossed down, goes in for the peak as well. It's the master versus the apprentice. And right now, Mantu is stuck on the graffiti, hoping to write his chapter in this map. A chance for OG to extend to 9-6, but Karrigan is playing the time. Mantu tickles the bomb. Karrigan's having none of it. Next defuse comes in. Karrigan, if he peeks in, will get getting this frag, and there's the headshot. The master once again teaches with the back of his hand. And although Faze will trail by 1 round, at least they end in winning ways.
He played that so very well. Once he gets the first kill over here, gets a bomb down, and he just plays the time. He makes Mantu feel so very comfortable, doesn't fall for the first tap of the bomb, and a second one, he swings out to the perfect timing there. He knew he was going for the stick at that point in time, and with just a couple of seconds remaining, not even a couple of seconds, I think like 1.3 seconds remaining on that defuse, he lands a headshot, plays it to perfection. But this does feel like deja vu, Vince. You said it does too. It was super close. It was super competitive. It was 8-7 the score line, but it was FaZe running away with the second half. Now the question here is on everyone's lips: is history going to repeat itself, or will OG somehow take us to map number 3?
Yeah, I suppose to play devil's advocate though, like it felt like FaZe ran out of steam or something on that T half. I think it's going to be harder for OG to break them down. So I feel like this pistol could be very important indeed. As Julie's up close though. Back turn for flashbangs, but Twist has no impact whatsoever, and the smoke trying to keep them alive on the site. As he pints around, it's still in the smoke. Are they hiding? But Brokey's been finalized, and in the blink of an eye, multiple players bite the dust. And now Rain, in a 1-on-5, has picked up the first. There's gonna be so many bodies aimed towards his position, and OG not just pick up the pistol, but they make it look easy.
Brokey tried his best to stay alive inside of that smoke. Then yeah, OG not falling for it. Great entries coming in there, and I do feel like the tides have turned a bit here, Vince. Now again, T-side overpass not gonna be easy at all, especially against a team like FaZe, but they've taken the first step here, right? Win the pistol, survive the force buy, get it to 11-7, and then every round's going to be a battle, but at least you make life a little bit more easy. Karrigan out in the open. Oh, that's a free kill for Karrigan. Out in the open, though, still looking to take the duel. He needs to find a little bit of cover here. Flashbang will blind him, and Neofrag will eventually get the trade.
Yeah, it's just a moment there where you thought Karrigan was going to land a second headshot, and this was just going to spiral out of control. With this being a force buy, though, a 2-for-1 trade is simply not good enough on the side of FaZe. They still have to put these 5.7s, these deagles to use. FaZe not getting too aggressive, not getting overzealous on these approaches. Brokey would have spotted 2 players out there on long. That's intel he can relay to his teammates. They were thinking about going for a rotation on the B side, but has been quickly second-guessed. But with 55 seconds, they can't realistically assume the A site is going to be the final destination. We can see from the benefit of where the bomb currently resides on long that that's going to be the case. But now Brokey is going to be called upon multiple times, tagged down at 56 as he scampers away, and that second contingent on A site has rotated off. It looks like he'll back away and try and save these weapons so they can come back stronger in the next round. But that does mean that they are giving away this 10th round to OG.
And a potential 11th. For FaZe now, they will hold on to these couple of Deags and the 5.7. Flames needs to be careful. If he falls, Galil could be even more lethal here, Vince. So, definite danger still lurking around here for Flames. But yeah, they survived the initial scare. Flames looking to ensure that Galil doesn't get picked up. He's keeping an eye on it. Question is he expecting the player pushed up close? Rob's lying in wait behind the wood. Flames hasn't seen him yet. It's a bit of a scare, but Flames will survive. He gets the kill, ensures the Galil won't be picked up, and that's crucial, Vince. Even though it's only one more player getting taken down, that's a deagle and armor taken away from Rob. So that's one lesser deagle to contend with come round number 18. For the side of Faze, yeah, this is another round where they can try and deal a bit of damage, but the ideal scenario for OG, it has transpired here. Win the pistol, the follow-up, survive the third as well, get to 11 and 7, and then, of course, you have to contend against the full buy of Faze. But till then, if you can get there, you've done yourself a massive favor.
Yeah, one component of this Faze roster and really performance is, hold that thought for a second, actually, because OG are about to explode out onto the B site. There's multiple players here. There's CZs. There's other upgraded pistols they have to contend with, but the CZ is going to ride. Rain's deagle, though, is true. His aim on point as he looks to try and dart back. Brokey had some opportunities, but he's whiffed. He's missed the shots. He'll get punished. Rain is still alive, still kicking, but for how much longer? Only a few more moments. 5-7 now from above is going to strike in, but a dink onto Twists as he trades up to the deagle. And maybe changing his avenue of aggression all the way back. Is he going for the long wrap back to connector, or is he going to be coming back again? In fact, I think he, for a moment, thought that this could be a ruse onto the A site. Now he's going to be moving back down on Graffiti side. He spots Nexa, and Nexa's Mac 10 will rip through his head. 11-7 now, the score.
Even though to deal a bit of damage, I don't think OG is going to be too worried about that. You can look at the cash, it is pretty solid. I'm not sure if Mantu is going to be going for the op. Indeed, he will. Indeed, he will. Flames, his heroics on that in that first half. Now everyone else starting to answer as well. Fiku and Neofrag, this has been just night and day as opposed to how they just had a nightmare on Dust 2. But an overpass, they've had some pretty solid rounds thus far. Now this is the first real test here for the side of OG. Faze and their CT side. We have the op out in the hands of Brokey, but this is good from OG. They're resting early control of short and of bathrooms. It's okay, Twist. This wall bangs Fiku straight out of the server.
I may not expect a second player here, though, and that could be to the detriment of Twists. Yep, spins around, but not in time. But Rops from Connector jumps in for one, then darts back again. Brokey, there was a little bit of maneuverability opened up for him. But unfortunately, from his perspective, there was no re-peek. And our Rops takes the kill, instantly darts into T-side of Con, and is looking to get round the back of the T's. Rain, did the barrel of his gun betray him there? I don't think so, because Neofrag is none the wiser. He's moving down into Connector, but this is all where Rops' position is massive. It's paramount, and he's found the bomb. Brokey can now hold in position. This round, simply put, should not be going away from Faze. And they shouldn't be losing any more players either, because Rops has this under control. Anyone pushes short pipe, they're a goner. But he goes in for the peek, and he's been spotted and fragged down from Nexa.
I see no reason why Robs had to go for that play. But it's information gained for Faze, but because of how far the C4 is, what do OG do? They don't have time. They have to commit for this, and Cannon's taking a lot of damage, so it's going to come down to Brokey to save his captain, and Neofrag, 15 seconds remaining on the clock. He's just going to hold on to his AK-47. Even though he's got the health, doesn't have the time.
Yeah, and surely FaZe don't even toy with the idea of chasing this down. They have no money to play with if they lose another player. This allows them that safety net of dropping a couple players and bolstering out the buy across the board. One thing I was going to say before, though, is like FaZe, one thing that Carrigan has said multiple times is in the past, in previous iterations, it felt like when they were behind, when they were up against it, the team kind of crumbled a little bit. It's something he said multiple times after the major. Like, whenever they're even down, they could be down 5-10 rounds. They always have full belief and full confidence in themselves. So, even though they're behind here, you better believe that FaZe feel like they have every chance to still win this game.
Okay, bro. Okay. Okay. The edge off the wall, and he finds a Neofrag. Wow. And that's... What is he doing, Vince?
Yeah, there's been a lot of audacious plays from FaZe, with these repeaks, and I mean, we saw this from Rops in the last round. There's a fine line between confidence and maybe hubris stepping in, you know?
Hubris is a nicer word, yes.
I was trying to be nice.
Well. Okay.
Oof.
Flames even getting tagged away. This is you can see the amount of pressure being exerted here, right, by Faze. You have Rain as well in a short position. You should at least find one. No, Flames at least able to trade. And once more, Brokey. His bloodlust is just something else.
I mean, it's great to watch entertainment-wise, but it does make you a bit uncomfortable at times with some of the peaks he goes for. He has full confidence in his own ability, though. It's great to see. Great shot again onto Flames. And with the frag and seeing a second player dart across, man 2, try as he may, was always fighting uphill. OG still have a 2-round advantage, though, but their money now has been broken down.
It has, and this is where those buffer of rounds they built up comes into play, right? They had a 4-round lead. That's going to allow them a couple of rounds like this where Faze just kind of roll over them. But eventually, they're going to run out of opportunities, and that's when they need to strike. Right now, just going to be the pistols looking to maybe deal a bit of damage, but you see the read coming in from Faze as well. You have Rain with the MP9 is going to be aggressive, and you said it best, Vince. It is exciting to watch Brokey at times as to how little of a crap he seems to give, but at times like this, I want him to be a little bit more restrained. Be a Shiro, don't be a JW this round.
Yeah, sure, off the back of picking up 37, 38 kills. Flames, though, with a Glock. I don't know what happened there. Brokey, please stop. And he's peeking in again. See, that's the other side of the coin. It looks great when you land the flicks, but when you overextend and get picked up like that, not so much. But Twist is here. He is the safety net. He is the ace up the sleeve. And surely it's a 10th round. Shot miss from man 2. One that, realistically, if he's going to clutch, he had to land. He'll get another opportunity, and Robs peeks into him, but there is Twist to clean it up.
I like the fact that Faze are having a bit of fun, but it's also like, why? Right? Like, look at the scoreline, guys. They have the lead. There's no need for Brokey to go for this. Like, a second shot, a blinder of a shot, and there was absolutely no need for Brokey to push on ahead. Like, your teammate just died to a Glock. You know they have an MP9, and you're just running in with the USP out. That is just disrespect from Brokey. But things will stabilize. But you can see the amount of money Faze have, despite winning a couple of rounds, it's still not that great. And that's because they're hemorrhaging too many players unnecessarily. Neofrag burning alive at 60 HP, but he will be fine. Rain all alone towards long.
They actually whiffed a second molly as well, which could have done a lot more damage, all things considered. But as you mentioned, Rain back to the wall. And he will get punished. He will get pummeled by Nex's AK. So a 3B pick on long is going to make things a lot more difficult for Faze to contend with. But Brokey, of course, is getting aggressive again in the bathrooms. Watching on the long side, picks up the frag and backs away.
It's much better from Brokey. There's no need to outsay his welcome. And he's got backups as well. 2 players inside our bathrooms, and they have ROPs. Bit of a quiet game for Mr. Cool. And all he's to do is just look towards long, and yeah, OG might just be walking into the blender.
3 players up now, lining up their grenades. There's not many to use, though. 2 smokes, 2 Molotovs. No flashes is a pretty key absentee on this aggression. Molotov down. Rops now can hold the line. 2 players have crossed him. He didn't hear that. He did get 1 frag beforehand, however. And now Brokey's watching for the cross, but down goes Twist, and that puts Brokey in a very awkward spot. As long as Twist was alive, he could focus fully on the site, and as soon as that part of the puzzle came undone, so did Brokey. Carrigan, who was on B, scratching his head, wondering how the hell that crossfire just failed, has to back away with the AK and hold on to this. Considering the positions that Faze were in, it looked like that was a bit of a gimme round, but they've let it slip away.
I am actually so just confused as to how OG were able to crack that defense. But that kill on towards the, I think it was it Twist? Or Robs? I think it was Twist inside of bathrooms. That was such a blinder of a shot, Vince. He didn't have any time to react. And Nexa, he's like, he smelled Brokey. He's like, Brokey's there somewhere nearby. Catches him as well. And as you said, Brokey was a very uncomfortable spot. And they didn't gift him any free opportunities. Carrigan, sure, he saves that AK-47. Sure, he's got $6,500 to work with. Look at the rest of the money for Faze. They are broke. They're so very broke. But the force buy will come in. They want to stop the streak here. They don't want OG to get on a streak, rather. It's a questionable buy here, Vince. But if you look at the individuals in that team, you can see them somehow turning it around. AK-47 for Karrigan, A1 for Rops, AWP for Brokey, and an MP9 and a Deagle in play. Minimal utility as well, and that means it's going to be aggression coming out from Faze.
Mantu watching the long angle. If Rain gets overzealous and goes for this peak, he's going to be a goner. He may be anyway if Neofrag goes in for this peak, but there is a double setup in play. This time, it will be Rops behind him. And I love that they've put Rain in first because he died in this tree position. So if they get the frag on him, they'll be thinking, right, tree's probably clear. If anyone was going to play that, it would be Rain. Now, having two players on long this aggressive allows for a fast wrap around the back. So it could come down to timing. Mantu, does he still have eyes on the long side? Rain is trying to hear. He's trying to listen for footsteps, but nothing's forthcoming. And Mantu's decided to pull the plug. He backs away.
The timing, though, and can see now Rain slowly creeping out from behind. He sees no one. But OG, they're making a play here towards his B bomb side of Brokey. Up in hand, he doesn't miss those. Neofrag, the first to fall.
Second player as well in the tight angle on sandbags. They won't expect this. They won't expect this, and Fiku's gone down. Brokey already picking up one, tries to flick in, lands the damage, but not the kill, and there's Twist with the MP9 to clean up the rest. Now Mantu comes back in, swinging with one and a second, but there's too many players, too many bodies, and Faze stretch out their economy, stretch out a buy, and make it work.
The force buy, it was so dicey. If OG were able to break that, that could have been potentially OG just getting to round number 14, perhaps. But even the timing as well, Vince. You saw Mantu just holding towards long, but that internal clock in Rain's head, I don't know if it's a Rolex or something, it was so perfect. He just walks around from behind. It's like, all right, there's no one outside of long. There's no one towards mid position. You guys concentrate towards B. And then, yeah, Brokey with the first kill, and then Twist making that MP9 look like a freaking rifle. And with that, money not great now for OG, and that nade doing so much of damage as well. There's just the pistols here for OG, and for FaZe, it's about ensuring they win this round without bleeding any players at all.
That nade was like 150 damage, but Fiku with his deagle just puts the bullet through the eye of Rain. And that's not just a rifle picked up, but that's a bit of control as well. It's a heavy connector presence, though. Rops will be looking on the prowl as a boost comes in. FaZe, after that force buy, has yielded so much. Cannot afford to let this round slip. Flashbang is good. Follow-up damage there, but the bomb dropped down will stop them from repeaking. I say that as Karrigan goes in for the wide swing and is put in his place, but Rops with the wide swing of his own. Doubles up. And now Nexa on 48, trading up to the M4. Living on borrowed time, and Rops will capitalize, picking up yet another one. FaZe tie us up to 12-12.
Rops has had a bit of a rough game, right? Like overall, even if you go back to Dust 2 as well, he wasn't as impactful. Sure, that there is that one round where he gets 2 kills with a Zeus and a USP, but there have been moments here where it feels like he's unnecessarily given away his life, including Brokey as well. But then it's also been positions where he has not really been winning deals, which is he should be winning 9 times out of 10. But that's a good round coming out from him. It looked like OG might have once more pulled off something magical with the pistols, but Rops was there to ensure normalcy will be maintained. But everything's tied up here, Vince. 12-12. Again, remember, this is a map pick from the side of FaZe, and Twist is just going to line them up. 3 quick kills in succession for FaZe, and only 1 reply coming in from Mantu.
Oh, that's a rough repeat from Brokey. The bomb's still down, an awkward spot, though. A bit more damage done. Incendiary behind it. Fiku burns. Singed down to 68, and there's a smoke behind it to just blockade off. But again, they have the rotational contingent in position. They have the backstab if they need it. And of course, as long as he stays in this spot, it gives them valuable intel. The thing they don't know, though, is where the connector is currently occupied, but because of the bomb drop, it doesn't really matter. They know that OG have got to make inroads onto the site at this stage, and that allows Rops the luxury of not worrying too much. But the fact that Fiku has now picked up the headshot onto Twists is so huge. Rops, though, could put this round to bed as he takes the head of Fiku and spills the bomb out once more. The poison chalice of this bomb, and now Rain will put the final nail on the coffin. Faze regained the lead, and OG are in trouble.
Rain out in the open, crouched down. Mantu wasn't expecting that. If Mantu's able to find a kill onto Rain, then suddenly it is very, very winnable for OG. Faze, Klingon suffer a few casualties, but they have managed to go on a bit of a streak of their own as well. This was a worry, Vince, right? It was 11 to 7 for OG. And ever since then, it's been 6 rounds for Faze and just 1 for the side. Nexa and his men are now once again the pistols. Rops just goes to the wide swinging. Nexa is waiting for him. The pistols once again delivering death as Karrigan tries to go for the trade, and indeed he will find 2.
Oh, Flash may have connected, but so will Brokey. And Karrigan from strength to strength with 3 is looking for a 4th and finds himself the 4K. Faze moved to 14-12, and it feels like that OG comeback is a distant memory at this point.
Rob's been having a bit of a rough time at some of these duels, right? Walking into waiting players. Aggression not quite working out for him, but still, Faze now 2 away from closing out this series and facing off the winner of the first game, earlier game we had here on the A stream, which was big. So we're gonna be seeing a Faze big game taking place later on during the group stage. Not tomorrow, though. Tomorrow we'll have the other groups playing it out. As Neofrag finds Rain, an important frag to find, and Rops is he gonna stick around? No, he's not. He's gonna fall on back. He knows he's the sole defender right now. And look at OG pressuring him, pushing on down, getting control along real quickly.
Oh, he anticipates this peek up. Can't see anything just yet. There's the flick. A little bit predictable. What may not be predictable, though, is that Twist is now pushing up alongside. This could completely thwart OG. They have no idea. Fiku is trying to jump, barrel the gun through first, and Twists passes the bullet into the head. Good flash, good frag.
Oh.
Rups narrowly surviving, but will be splattered in midair. And now an important trade goes the way of OG. Nex has been fragging hard, by the way, in this game. He's been really pulling his weight. Brokey now gets aggressive. Orp in hand, flick across, doesn't quite connect. The grenade, though, could seal the deal, do a bit more damage. Neofrag surviving on 15. But Brokey is still alive and still on the site.
And now, OG, they need to make a decision. 30 seconds on the clock. Time is not really their friend right now. Next is switching back to the AK-47 as they group on up. They head back towards B. They're hoping there's no one left, but Captain lies into it. It's the Maestro once more, Vince.
Oh, yes, he's looking to paint a picture out of OG and splatter, and there's the first. The spray for the second isn't there, but Brokey shows his hand. 12 seconds to play with, and the flick not on point. Nexa on 15 survives and keeps OG just about in this game.
Coming down to the clutch. We saw Karrigan, the captain, pull off a clutch of his own in the first half, and now Nexa coming in huge. That was such a good recovery from OG, though, Vince. They lose the first couple of players, and the fact they're able to snatch it back, great work. That's why the heroics of Karrigan and Brokey not quite able to close out around where Faze, but they still have money for the buy. But if they lose this round, they have no more money remaining, and that could be OG marching on to map point here. For OG, though, Mac 10 Rain in an uncomfortable position, and the smoke will, yeah, that's going to be a giveaway. They know where he is, and at that range, that Mac 10 could very well come out on top, but he does have Overwatch from above Brokey, but he's got to be wary about so many angles.
Yeah, exactly. He has nobody on A to watch his back. The other aspect of this as well, which they're starting to exploit, OG, is that Long has nobody present. So at this point, Faze know, like, hold on, we have connector, but what's happening on the A site? And that's going to draw away one of the B defenders to go up onto A. This is leaving B a little bit more vulnerable. This connector play is so important. The first kill in this area of the map could very well not just finalize who wins this round, but potentially this match, because both teams' economy had by a thread. Rain, though, trades back and forth. A 1-for-1 as Fiku goes down, but so does Rops. And now the T's are picking up pace. Rain is the next to fall. And the A site is basically completely clear. Flames gets a kill before Brokey can put him down, and Faze may be looking to save.
They have to save. They have to save. They have no money. Nothing to speak of. I don't know how Flames gets 2 kills there, Vince. 2 kills with the Galil. That is massive. Because if he gets taken down, right? If he gets taken down, sure, OG might be able to get the bomb down, but that would have been a 4v3 man advantage for FaZe. They could go for the retake coming in from CT. They could go for a late flank coming in from Connector. But the gamble play from FaZe to keep 2 inside of Connector doesn't work out. And I love that call from OG. The moment they get the kill onto the player towards bathrooms, they're like, yeah, just immediately pivot towards A. And that's all Mantu, Neofrag, and Nexa had to do, because Flames finding 2 kills right there towards Connector to seal the deal. Flames isn't having an incredible game. We are now in round number 29, and he's on 99 ADR. Massive impact for the youngster.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And when you consider as well that it was that CT side where they were 6-1 behind and it was Flames that rekindled that burning drive to get OG back in this matchup. Yes, he's had impact on the T side, but it was that CT side, those 5 or so rounds where he was just everywhere. He was omnipresent. Kills in Monster, kills in Connector, kills in mid. A huge reason as to why we're in this position to start off with. Those 2 safe weapons affords a buy from FaZe, but it will include 3 MP9s and a lack of utility on multiple players. And they only have 1 kit. G2, or OG, sorry, pardon me. Completely different team, of course. OG.
I mean, Nex is there. Nex is there. It's fine.
That's legit why I got confused for a moment. But OG are on the brink. If they win this round, Blair, they have a very good chance at a 16-14.
Now, it's just about surviving this buy. They've gone for it. It's a rough call to make here for FaZe. All the timing there. Flames, he's going to open it up. And a missed shot from Brokey. This could be it. A flick is going to find Nexa. The second kill as well. Brokey is coming alive. And if he's got to do everything by his lonesome, he might just do it. Neofrag sneaking in from behind, and Rain's not going to check.
He's not going to check, but he also doesn't get checked himself. The timing. You already say that he's got this 6th sense. He always seems to know the best moments to lurk and come out from the shadows. He would have heard that. He would have heard that movement from Mantu, and now he's going to come around the back, and that's the bomb as well. The spray in the back of the head of Mantu, and the bomb gets spilled down. There's a player in short, though, which could very well nullify Rain, but he's going to be hiding in the smoke. Oh, this is such a dirty smoke, but Fiku is up to the task. 2-play-2 with 40 seconds left.
Brokey, though, he's the man. He's the one they need to somehow avoid. And they're going to be just coming on towards long. The 2 CDs lying in wait here. This could be a disaster event for OG. They have no idea. But the footsteps, it's been heard, and Brokey lies in wait.
They've got a Molotov, but no flashes, no smokes, and no chance. Brokey with 1, and there's the second from Twists. OG stumble and fall. And considering that Flames got 2 entries to kick the round off, how they've lost that is anyone's guess.
I give you the answer. That was Brokey. That first shot is just... What is that flick onto Nexa? And a follow-up as well. Information conveyed. Even the final kill, Vince. He gets the tag. Enables Twist to get the kill just with the bullets into the body of the final member. And we come down to the final round. OG... 1 more round, and we see overtime. For FaZe, 1 more. We're going to call it a good night.
Big waiting in the wings. Entropic will be facing the loser of this game. This has been a far closer match than we could have possibly anticipated, especially after the start. Another smoke down, and Flames up to his old tricks. 1 kill. And Twists gets a flash in the eyes, but still holds his position. Extra smoke now deployed onto Monster. A 1-for-1 trade, but they're starting to make moves up on long. And Rain is thinking about this peak. If he doesn't change his angle, he could be picked off for free. Molotov in first, though. He's being tagged down, but still stands his ground against Neofrag.
It's so unfortunate for Neofragments. If he went just for the dry, slow clear, Rain was dead to right. So the Molotov gives it away. And Rain going for the white duel, 40 HP, but he will stay alive. And now the man advantage now for FaZe. OG, there have been a couple of times where they've somehow managed to turn things around. But 45 seconds. There is a player outside of Monster's next on the lurk, but the bomb is creeping its way back towards its A bomb site. And guess who lies in wait? It's the Iceman.
Oh, lands the shot through the truck, but only 15 damage. Fiku in the meanwhile, though, makes short work of Rain. And there's still time. And they have the pivot point. They have the foundation. They're on the B site already. Rotation's coming out as well, but they still have players here. And now they spotted them. Rops, though, having a struggle with that spray. Now Twists is going to be stepping up to the plate, delivering headshots aplenty. Man 2